So we have 2 minutes on the term recremation. And I don't know if I'm just making this word up, but it came from a question submitted by one of the viewers. They asked about whether or not their son, who was cremated in a wooden urn, could be placed in with her body and then them cremated together. So essentially I would say that's called recremation if you're cremating somebody twice. So I called some crematories and got feedback on this. Is this done? Can this be done? What are legalities? What are cost differences? So a person, when they are cremated, yields on average about 7 pounds of cremated remains. When you cremate that again, it doesn't break down more, so you're always going to have that same yield essentially. So if you put another person in with the second person, you're then going to get 14 pounds of cremated remains and will need a double receptacle rather than put them together into one urn. Just as if you had 2 separate cremated remains and you commingled and dumped them in and mixed them together. So that on itself is kind of one thing that you're not going to get them burned into with your new body that's being cremated. They're just going to make a larger yield of cremated remains. Now, if, like with a casket burial, sometimes people slip somebody in to bury so they don't have to pay double at the cemetery. If you slip somebody in for cremation, the crematory is going to wonder, was there a second body in there we didn't know about? Has somebody killed somebody and stuck them in there? Why is there so much cremated remain? What is going on? So they're going to know something's up. Crematories are most likely going to charge double because they're doing a recremation along with a cremation, and it does yield more work. If that person is put in and their metal disc is in there, it's going to alert them, why is there 2 metal discs in one cremation, and could spark some serious red flags. So you're going to have some additional paperwork that's going to be needing to carry through. There'll be some additional charges, and you will yield a much larger unit of cremated remains when done, but it can be done. Another instance is maybe someone has an amputation earlier in life and they have a limb or something cremated, and then when they die later they want that added to their cremated remains or cremated with the rest of them. So there are certain types of things where you can do that recremation together. I have seen cremation shelving at a funeral home where, you know, there's bodies that haven't been picked up and there's been an arm that somebody had or a leg or things like that where, you know, maybe from whatever situation they had a amputation and they're waiting for the rest of them. So that is recremation and the steps you would need to take and the things you would encounter if you wanted to do that.